Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be doing another transparency update. As always, if you're new here, just to let you know, I do transparency updates every single market day, and that includes me talking about either my gains and losses for that day, and of course, as a lot of you know that are subscribers, yesterday I did do a transparency update, even though a lot of people were like actually expecting me not to because of Tesla having such a huge red day. I think I lost like $26,000 yesterday. As you can see, just for this week so far, I'm still down like $12,000. So with these videos, regardless of whether it's a red day or a green day, I like to keep it real with you all, show you the mindset that I have with investing. And so as many of you all know, I'm a long-term investor. So of course, with me covering the stock market movements every single day, I do it more so for entertainment value and to also emphasize just some of the investing perspectives that I have as we have events happening in the market. As we know with long-term investing, the best way to approach that is really not to worry about the day-to-day movements. But like I said, I really enjoy keeping the discussion going on Tesla, and this is just a company that I'm like really passionate about. I really love learning more about this company, seeing this huge growth story happening in real time, and then of course being able to interact with other investors and Tesla bulls in the community, and just talking to a lot of really awesome people on YouTube. So anyways, if you all do enjoy these portfolio updates and me just keeping it real with you all, whether we have a huge crash day or whether it's a really big green day like today, if you enjoy these types of videos, please make sure to smash that like button. But just getting into the portfolio for today, as you can see, I'm currently at $126,336.54, and for the normal market hours, I actually got a really solid gain at plus 10.33%. That is plus $11,695.14, and then for the after hours as well, I'm at plus 1.15%. That's plus $1,421.84. And then if we go ahead and look at the movement for Tesla stock today, including both the normal market hours and after hours as well, it's currently at plus 12.20%. So although we got a huge drop day yesterday at like minus 20% and some big drop days last week as well, in which the only green day was on Monday, I believe, we did finally get a little bit of a rebound today. And so, of course, this is always nice to see, but I have to be honest, I was kind of hoping Tesla stock would go down a little bit more so I could get some more deals, especially with me getting paid later this month. I was really wanting to take advantage of these discount prices. And so with yesterday's video, I showed off my portfolio. I showed that I lost like $26,000. It was probably a little bit more than that, but in that video, I really emphasized that these were some discount prices and that I was actually excited about Tesla stock being on sale, even though of course you can look at those red days and say, oh no, this is bad for my portfolio, Tesla stock is down, or you can look at the opportunities. And so I took advantage of that opportunity yesterday through my last like $230 into a fractional share. And so that was all the cash that I had on the sidelines at the moment. So I took advantage of yesterday to the most that I could possibly do so. And with today as well, I did make some moves where, as you can see, I don't want to go too far into it, but as you can see, Apple stock is now out of my portfolio, and I want to really just dedicate a full video to this one because it's going to be like an in-depth explanation of my whole thought process behind that, why I finally decided to make that decision, and then addressing like the short-term versus the long-term capital gains taxes and the way that I went through that process of thinking. So I want to go really far into that in a separate video, but I at least wanted to address the fact that Apple stock is now gone out of my portfolio just because this is a transparency update. So I just want to address that. But aside from the transparency update, today's video is also about just discussing Tesla stock, what we could see out of this one in the short-term future, in the long-term future, and what moves I will be making over this period of time. So as I emphasized in yesterday's video, instead of me like getting really emotional about the market and being really stressed out about the down day, I actually took advantage of what I saw as an opportunity yesterday, and then I did the same thing as well today with buying more Tesla shares. So with those investment plays like that, I really like to practice what I preach. If I really emphasize something in my videos that I think is a good investment strategy and beneficial in my situation especially, I do like to practice what I preach because what I say is what I actually believe in. And so when I talk about Tesla stock being on a discount and me getting excited about deals and possibly purchasing some, and then I back it up with me actually buying shares yesterday, buying shares today, and utilizing every single bit of cash that I have that I can possibly use, then like I said, I like to practice practice what I preach, because I really do believe the things that I'm saying. And so just addressing this stock specifically for today, as you can see, it did start out in the pre-market at plus 6.45%, and then sometime in this range is when I bought more of Tesla stock. I think it was like 12.15 or something like that is when I bought some. So I even actually made a profit on the shares that I bought today, which is actually pretty nice. Sometimes I'm usually just unlucky, in which when I buy Tesla shares, it ends up going down in the short term. But as you all know, I don't really care about those things. I'm more like a dollar cost average person anyways, and the short term movements don't really make a difference for me, because I'm looking far out into the future with a telescope, and I'm thinking 2030 and on in terms of my investment and the results with that. But I just wanted to note that it was kind of nice that for once when I bought Tesla stock, it actually went up a significant amount for the rest of the day. It wasn't like I was buying it at the peak of the day. So that was definitely a good thing. And this is just one of those stocks that continues to surprise a lot of people, because with yesterday, and then of course just addressing the general stock market as well, we have had a couple few days in a row of just red days for the stock market. Even aside from just a red day for Tesla, just the whole stock market across the board has been red. There has definitely been some conversation around, could we be seeing another stock market crash? Is this the start of the next downturn? And no doubt about it, there has been some fear, confusion, and uncertainty with the stock market lately, but as I always say, I take these situations as opportunity moments where if I see other people start being uncertain or fearful about a high quality stock that I believe in long term, then that's where those opportunities present itself, and I like to take advantage of those situations, because I understand the impatient are going to transfer shares to the patient when it comes to Tesla stock, because this is a naturally volatile stock. It has pullbacks, it has short-term movements up and down, but what matters as a long-term investor is that long-term perspective. So everything else between my long-term goal is simply just noise, road bumps, and they're almost irrelevant when you're investing long-term. And that's another thing with Tesla stock as well. This is the crucial mistake in which this company has been chronically misunderstood. And what I'm referencing here is a lot of analysts and just investors in general look at Tesla in the short term. They say, oh, this is valued more than all of these automakers companies combined, plus this other company as well. This just does not make sense at this moment. If you look at their price to earnings or the PE ratio or the upcoming quarter or things like that, that's the problem with Tesla stock. And especially that was a huge problem with perspectives on Tesla before this most recent run up. I'm talking before it, ran up to $950 pre-split. That was the issue. People were too focused on the short-term events, like what's happening next quarter, what happened this quarter, instead of taking that telescope, looking far out into the future and thinking about the efficiencies and Tesla ramping up production, and then eventually just totally dominating sales in terms of deliveries and analyst expectations like they did in this most recent quarter. So the issue before this most recent quarter is that people were just looking at the sales numbers and thinking about what's happening in the moment, instead of actually thinking about one of the main aspects of investing, which is looking far out into the future and trying to see as far as you can and analyzing that in reference to, is this going to be a good thing for the company? So that's where a lot of the investors that got in on Tesla early before this huge run up over this past year, that's where they have really been in an advantageous position, and it's because they looked out farther into the future to understand this stock and realize what people were missing. It's just a simple fact that a lot of people just have their blinders on right now, and a lot of them had them on especially before Tesla's run up, and they're focusing on things like, oh, Tesla is just a car company, they're not worth every other automaker combined, it just doesn't make sense. They're focusing on those small aspects instead of understanding Tesla is so much more than a car company. Even Elon Musk has dropped hints letting people know that Tesla is basically just a bunch of Silicon Valley startups. They've created their own computer chip like was something Nvidia would do, and this is something that Nvidia still hasn't been able to do to Tesla's extent. And of course, we've seen them be vertically integrated with the batteries, and they have impressive software. We have this full self-driving technology being developed, and so once you start to take those blinders off and realize that Tesla is way more than just an automaker, and keep in mind that all of those things that I just referenced are still in the auto business. I didn't even mention the large-scale battery projects where they're selling mega packs or the Powerwall systems or the solar panel systems, and then of course you can have the total Tesla ecosystem working very well all together. And some of the top companies in the world include energy companies, and that's actually one of the industries aside from automobiles that Tesla is disrupting. So this is way bigger than people realize, way bigger than the Tesla bears realize. And so once they finally start to take the blinders off and realize that Tesla is so much more than an auto company, then that's where they start getting their fingers closer to the pulse and begin to gain a more knowledgeable understanding of this company. And so some people are starting to realize this. At least that's the one positive thing about this run up over this past year, is that it has gotten a lot of people to at least check out Tesla stock, research it a little bit. Some still don't understand what's going on, but at least it has brought some attention to this company and what they're doing right now, because they definitely deserve some props on the industries that they are disrupting. Because otherwise, I have to be honest, the auto industry would probably be pretty boring for a much longer time if Tesla didn't accelerate this EV transition. We are seeing such a disruption in so many business sectors right now that I almost feel blessed to be living in this moment and actually watching this happen in real time. This to me does feel like the next iPhone moment, and possibly even bigger when you really think about the benefits to humanity. And so quickly just addressing where I see Tesla going in the short-term future to long-term future. Of course, all of you all understand how I feel about Tesla long-term. As you all know, I think Tesla will dominate the EV industry, and of course that will have a big foothold in the energy sector as well, and then likely expand to some other sectors that we may not have even considered previously. But addressing the short term, especially up until Battery Day, honestly, your guess is as good as mine. I feel like at this point, the market could be completely red tomorrow, or we could have a continued green day as well. It's just truly unpredictable when we're talking about, a few days from now, especially with these short-term predictions. At this point, the only truth about what could happen tomorrow is that no one truly knows. And so if I got on here and said, I know that tomorrow's going to be green, or that I know that tomorrow's going to be red, then you have a right to not trust my opinion, because that would just be invalid. Because honestly, nobody knows the psychological thinking of millions and millions of investors in the future from now, and what they're going to do tomorrow or over this next couple of weeks. However, with that being said, one thing that I can do is at least try to predict. Of course, not with certainty, but I can make estimates and give my perspectives and things like that. So at least as we start getting closer and closer to Battery Day, I feel like there could be some slight growth with Tesla's share prices, just because I think there is a little bit of excitement over Battery Day as we start to finally get closer to this event. As we know, this is an event that has been delayed over and over and over these past couple of months, so people are definitely excited about it, and I'm really excited about it myself. However, I'm not trying to get my expectations too high for this event. I think there's going to be some crucial, big-time information being released on Battery Day, but I don't know if the general stock market and some Tesla investors are actually going to pick up on this information. As we know, in the past with Autonomy Day and the Cybertruck unveiling as well, there wasn't really like a significant, notable, huge increase in the share price, and people didn't really start to pick up on what those events and the information from those events actually meant until later on. And so sometimes there is a late reaction when we have big information events like Battery Day. So I can't say that I know what the reaction is going to be like on Battery Day. Of course, if there's just huge announcements that don't really have to be researched a little bit or extrapolated on too much, I think that will have a positive impact on the share price. But like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of information within Battery Day that is going to have to be thought about a little bit. But as we know, this is just the honest truth. Some investors don't really like to think too much about certain things. They don't really like to research these companies really far in depth. So this can go over some people's heads, but in general, the people paying attention are going to be able to understand what's going on with this information that will be revealed on Battery Day. And so I'll definitely be paying attention to this as well. I think there is going to be some huge announcements released that could be a game changer for Tesla. But like I said, I don't want my expectations to be too high for Battery Day. And so I'm staying level-headed about all of that, but still I'm definitely really excited towards Battery Day. And then addressing what could happen after Battery Day, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a pullback after Battery Day, since it is like the last huge Tesla event of the year. I would probably say that Battery Day is kind of like the biggest Tesla event this year so far, but we do have that most recent news piece of the Model Y possibly ramping up production in November of 2020 in Shanghai, so that's definitely a huge aspect. And then of course we had the quarter earnings announcements as well, which is obviously going to be huge as well. But in terms of just thinking about Tesla events, Battery Day is like the biggest event that I can think of, at least for this year so far. But regardless, I just wanted to share some of my perspectives on Tesla stock. And so just to address the numbers for today, like I said, we are currently up 11.89% for today. That is plus $13,522.62. And then for the total return, we are at plus 31.95% or plus $30,812.30. The number changed, but you guys get the gist, $30,792.30. So definitely an awesome day for Tesla. kind of excited to see what happens tomorrow, and if we see a continued rebound, would honestly be pretty nice to see now that I don't really have any cash on the sidelines, at least until farther into this month. But regardless, I'll be happy either way. If it goes down, then I'll get some more discounts, and if it goes up, then my portfolio will increase in value. So I'm happy either way, but please make sure to smash that like button if you all did enjoy this transparency update, and also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks, and especially with Webull right now, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 if you sign up with my link and deposit $100 into your account. So that's nice passive income, and you can take that $100 right back out after you get your free stocks. So just want to let you all know about that, but I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.